Hello, my friends. So, I welcome you to this session, and today I am very happy also because finally I learned how to connect my microphone to my phone directly. Okay, so I can have a better audio, and throughout the video, the audio I believe has improved in the session. And also, one of the things I need to say is, in today's session, I have channeled the Pleiadians in order to ask about information regarding the physical changes that will happen in our bodies as we ascend higher and higher. As we all know, okay, now those of you who may be new to my channel, we already know that throughout the sessions, okay, they have been saying that we are now entering into the beginning stages of the fourth density of consciousness, right? So this is a great opportunity for us to learn the lessons, to graduate into the fourth density. But what happens when we graduate, right? What are the changes that will occur in our physical vehicle as we go through the changes? So they explain this in detail in the session. And also, one of the things that I really liked about this session is that the Pleiadians, they not only explain in detail what kind of changes will occur in our bodies, but they also explained in detail that throughout the fourth density, so they divide the fourth density into 8 sub-densities. Okay, now as far as I know, there are infinite. We can then take those 8 and then divide them into infinite amounts of sub-densities. But I believe this is just for the purpose of explaining to us. They have divided it into 8 sub-densities. So the fourth density, they divide it into 8 sub-densities, or 8 chapters, we can say, of our own evolution. And throughout the various level, okay, they describe what kind of physical changes we will face and what type of changes will occur in our physical vehicle. So this session, my friends, was really fascinating in that regard, because I did not expect that they would share information in this manner, okay, so which is really amazing. And the other thing, they also tell us in this session, towards the end of the session, they tell us a method, what we need to do during this period, not only to ascend, but also to be connected with our source or with our true self. And this session was really helpful for me. And listen to the session, after which I will then give you a brief explanation of what I understand. So here is the session, my friends.
We are the Pleiadians, and we are now communicating through this instrument. And before we start our communication, as we are connected from the Pleiadian star system, we would like to warn each of you listening to our message to use your judgment, so that we may freely share our thoughts through this instrument. With regards to the query placed by this instrument, furthermore, remember that the time-space period that is now upon your planet is a wonderful time for those entities who desire to access the higher levels of energetic vibrations, as each of your higher self at this time period is lending a hand and assisting you in the activation of the right side or the right brain of your mind complex. Today, this instrument has queried about the physical changes that will occur on your physical vehicle as you begin to move upward in the level of sub-densities of the fourth density consciousness. Before we start to address this query, firstly we would like to state that the month that is coming ahead in your planetary time-space, and as known by your people as the month of September, is a month which may be considered the last month, for the Council has given each higher self only a period till the time of 20th September. After that timeline, the entities will begin to, those who have chosen the path of connecting with the higher self, will be upgraded into a higher dimension of fourth density consciousness. For this requires the activation of the right side of the mind complex. And you must remember that the right brain is concerned with that of the connection with the higher self, and also with that of the link between the creative energies. Therefore now we shall proceed with the sharing of the answer to the query placed by this instrument. There will be many changes upon your physical vehicle, not only which may be perceived by your eye, but those changes that will be taking place beneath the layers of your skin. There will be many other changes also in your brain complex and the functioning of your mind. We shall now share with you each change, starting from the beginning stage of the fourth density, first level sub-density consciousness. As the fourth density may be primarily divided into 8 sub-densities, each sub-density corresponding to a level of change and awakening within your people. In the beginning stage, or the first sub-density, the change that will take place upon your physical vehicle will be that of a minimal change and will lead entities to feel the activation of the green ray. This green ray chakra can be activated in the current physical vehicle without any upgradation necessary, as your physical vehicle is able to handle only up to the beginning sub-density of the fourth density of love and compassion. Once those entities who entered the beginning sub-density of the fourth density, they begin to activate their green ray chakra and share the love and light energies. It will lead to a drastic change in the physical vehicle of the entities, who shall then comprise the second sub-density of the fourth density consciousness. On the level of the second sub-density, the changes that will occur on your physical vehicle can be perceived, which are equivalent to a increase in the size of your chest complex, wherein your heart is located, because of the activation of the higher heart energies. Your physical vehicle will also reflect an increase in the chest area, which signifies the heart chakra's increasing level of activation. After that, those entities who shall graduate into the third sub-density of the fourth density will then begin to switch off their left side of the brain completely. Because at that level of consciousness, there will be no need for the use of the left side of the brain, which is primarily concerned with the triggering of the egoic portions of the mind. And this will allow the activation of the right side of the brain, and the full functionality of your physical vehicle shall be done by the right side of the brain. This does not mean, however, that the functions of the body will stop. Only the mind complex changes, especially the disappearance of the so-called egoic portions of the mind, will occur on this level of the sub-density of the fourth density consciousness. Then, those entities who shall graduate into the fourth sub-density of the fourth density consciousness will begin to develop qualities of telepathy, and hence there will be no need and the less use of the mouth organs will lead your physical vehicles to slowly cease the use of the mouth organs. However, your mouths will primarily at that level be only used for the purpose of breathing and the so-called ingestion of chemical products for your body. At that level will be a chemical body. After that level, as soon as entities enter into the fifth sub-density of the fourth density consciousness, they will begin to exist in a dual body. One will be a spiritually activated light body, and the other will be a chemical body of the fourth density. For the transition to occur into the spiritual body will require a period of acclimatization, which shall occur on the fifth sub-density of the fourth density consciousness, wherein all your communications will occur via the means of telepathic communications, and the creation of a social memory complex shall also exist at this time period. This will then lead into the upper octaves of the sixth, seventh, and the eighth sub-density of the fourth density consciousness, during which time period the spiritual body shall be activated, and a portion of around 30% of the chemical body shall exist. What we mean by 30% is that a limited amount of functioning will continue in the chemical body, whereas the major part of the body shall exist in a light body. And at this level of consciousness, there will be no need for entities to ingest chemical products and foods. For the purpose of surviving shall depend on the energies received from the light of the sun. At this level of consciousness, the light of the sun shall be sufficient for entities to survive. Also remember that many entities on your planetary sphere are not yet ready to access these higher levels, because there is still a clinging to their old self, which is primarily concerned with the egoic portions of the mind. For the higher level activation, this portion of the mind shall be done away with, and many entities on your planets will learn that there is a choice to choose either to stay with the ego or to choose and transcend beyond the mind. This is the part where the emptiness of the mind complex shall come in handy for your people. And this is all the message we can share for this timeline. We'll leave you now. We are the Pleiadians. Until we meet again. Bye.
So my friends, after watching the session, let me tell you what I understood from the session. And from the session, what I have clearly understood is that the Pleiadians, they are saying that we have a 1 month period, okay? From, I believe it started around August 24th or something like that, right? From August 24th to September 20th, we have this period of 1 month where we will have the opportunity to open ourselves to receive the guidance from our higher self. And after August 20th, I believe that, there will be upgrades given to us. So this period is just for our higher self to acclimatize us to what is coming in the, what kind of upgrades we are going to get. And regarding this, I need to channel in the future. And also one of the things that I understood in this session, my friends, is that they have said, okay, as we ascend higher, our bodies, currently we are in a physical body, which is, they said, a chemical body, and which requires us to eat food, requires us to drink water, and requires us to maintain ourselves, okay? So now they have said that, as we ascend higher in the levels of consciousness, our bodies will change into light bodies, meaning that, our bodies will go through this kind of like, change, wherein our left side of the brain will not be required to function, okay? And our right side of the brain, our egoic portions of the mind, I believe, will be shut out when we reach higher as we ascend through the levels. And at one point, okay, they said that at the point of around 5th sub-density of the 4th density consciousness, we will not require the ability to speak. At that time period, we will not require, or we will have less use of our mouth organ for speaking, because we will be connected in a telepathic manner, right? So the communication, once it becomes telepathic, there will be no need for words and language. And also one of the things they said in this session that I found fascinating is that as we begin to go higher in the levels of consciousness, our attention, okay, our attention, I believe, it becomes, we will know who we truly are. We will realize our true self, and we will become connected to our true self and to the source in a better manner. And throughout this period, okay, I have been connecting with my higher self, and also I have been following a procedure which they had shared in the past sessions of using my tongue to connect with my teeth. So this exercise has been really helpful for me, and I hope you also learned many things from this session. And the information in this session is really like deep, so I need to watch it over and over again to digest the information. And anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. And also, if you wanted to know about your past incarnations, about whether you are a star seed or from which planet you originated in, okay, I am conducting like this past life channeling And if you want to know about yourself, you may send me an email. The link is on the description, and if I am free, I will definitely help you out. And also, thank you so much for following me on Patreon, where I have been uploading almost on a daily basis. And thank you so much. Until we meet again.